Hi everyone, welcome to Krista's Curated Life. I am Krista and I'm a part-time reseller on websites like Poshmark and eBay. Today, different background, but this is a what sold video. Today we are going to be going over sales from September 28th through October 4th. I am currently away on a work trip, but still wanted to get this rolling for you guys. I'm in a hotel, so that's a different background. But anyway, we had a good week. I had a revenue of $582.09, a profit of $416.19, an average sales price of $36.38, and I sold 18 items. I have switched to listing 3 items a day instead of 4 for right now. The things are just like crazy busy. I was in Hawaii for like almost 2 weeks. I was home for 2 weeks. I'm gone this week for work. I'm gone the following week for work. And so things are just pretty hectic. And so I'm just slowing down a little bit because I don't have time for sourcing. But anyway, let's get on into it. So we're starting with a Ralph Lauren cashmere sweater. This sweater is so beautiful. It doesn't have the tag on it, but it had the material tag in it, and the material tag had it was like that thick green with the stitched in lettering, and I was like, I know what this is. So I did have to do the size on it, but because it didn't have this size, and I had to like look up what brand it was, I only sold it for $20. It sold after 51 days. It sold on Poshmark. I ended up taking home $14, which isn't bad. Happy to move something that was tagless, but cashmere. Ralph Lauren cashmere is a great thing to sell. This one was so exciting. This is a vintage Christian Dior blazer. It was a size 12. It had the big emblem on it, which is honestly at the draw of it. If you find anything, I would say like vintage designer blazers aren't necessarily always desirable, but like a major bolo in Ralph Lauren as Ralph Lauren with like a crest or something on it, that's a really big deal. Or anything with embroidery. I got this at the bins. It could go from this one was also missing one of the inner buttons. Oh, the button details on this one were beautiful. They had this CD, it was gold buttons, it was great. This sold after 4 days on Depop. I did take a lower offer just because Depop's fees are so low. I mean, I paid like their regular fee was $269 and the promoted fee was like $5. But anyway, I sold this for $66 and I took home $55.76 and I paid $2 for it. It sold after 4 days. That's a great sale. This next one sold after 0 days, aka the day that I listed it. This is a little sleepy, zippy blue rainbow pajamas. Little sleepies. I don't know if it's all of them, but they're like a bamboo spandex blend. They're super stretchy, very soft. Like people are, if you don't want to sell like kids' clothes, you can consign these and get good money for them. This is about what they sell for in consignment stores. So I sold it for $14 on Poshmark. I did end up only taking home $905. However, it sold after 0 days. Like it sold immediately. I have a few more of these. There's a lot of attention on them. And so I would just keep out for any like bamboo kids' clothes and make sure you put bamboo in the title. This next one is a Lululemon light and bright vest. I figured that out by like Google image. There were like a few Lulu tags on it and that's how I knew what it was. I also put reflective, gray, and reversible because it was reversible. It didn't have the size on it. It didn't have a size dot that I could find, so I measured it and it was a medium. I'm also a medium. This one sold after 51 days for $22, which isn't a lot. It's fine. I got this at the bin, so I profited $15.60. I sold on Poshmark. I've had a lot of Poshmark sales lately, and I feel like eBay has really sold down. I should probably run a sale or something to get that moving. Next, we have this crazy sale. So I've said it before, I mostly sell clothes, but if I find something in the bin that I think is interesting, I'm going to pick it up. These are vintage dance designs linen placemats. I'm not going to butcher what they're called, but this was like a super soft linen. It made in Finland, and it was a set of 8. I had these listed on Poshmark for 52 days. They sold for $150 for 8 placemats. That's crazy. I had attention on these immediately. I'm a little surprised they took 52 days to sell, but I'm also like, it's placemats for $150. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, after all was said and done, I found these at the bins. I took home $118. I mean, this definitely influenced the ASP, obviously. Next, we have a new Kindred Bravely Nursing Bralette. I actually had never seen this style before, and it was new. This one had worse comps than some of the other ones that I've seen. But this sold on Mercari the day that I listed it for $15.30 because they have lower fees. I took that offer. I took home $11.25. Next, this is a Free People bodysuit. It's long sleeve. It's called Meant to Be Pink. I don't know what that means, but I just copied what was in the description. Sparkly small. It says I only have this listed for 53 days. It's been a long time. I think this is when I switched over to Nifty. It wasn't listed on Poshmark and it was listed on other platforms. And so I know this was listed longer than 53 days because I was considering consigning it. But I'm trying to just hold on to everything at this point and see eventually that it sells. So this sold for $18. I was jazzed about that. I am a lot pickier about bodysuits now than I used to be. I feel like they're going out of style a little bit. Anyway, got this at the bins, sold on Poshmark. I took home $12.40. I would go ahead and consign this now. The next sale was an incredible bundle. I was so excited to get this one. So do I have the total bundle price? Okay. So the total bundle price for this was $102.90. I took home $78, and there were 3 different items in the bundle, and I'll go through how much I made off of each of them. The first one was this Free People Christina drippy long sleeve thermal top. I had this one listed for 117 days. It sold for $24.50. This was like they automatically purchase a bundle, and my bundles are 30% off. It sold for $24.50. I have my cost of goods as nothing because I got it at Turnstile and I bought it off credit. But what's interesting is I think I paid $20 for this thermal. So I got my money back. But I mean, I bought it with credit, so like it was my money to begin with, and now I just like have it in cash. Would not pick that up again, but the fact this was new. It's key that this was new. Happy that this one sold in the bundle. I think I'd got some lower offers on it, but because it was new, I did hold out. Next is an item I almost consigned, but I actually didn't keep it for the brand. I kept it because of the style, so you'll see keyword city. This is an Anthropologie Curio sweater cardigan. I have coquette, grandma, embroidered, crochet. It was really, really pretty. This one sold in the bundle for $30.80. It was listed for 42 days. I don't know if you guys just heard the siren or not. You might not have. Which I will say, I'll do my shameless plug now. I used to before have to figure out the breakdowns of certain prices on things, and like when they sold in the bundle, like doing the math, like how much did I make on this item? I'm not quite sure. What was the fee if I'm dividing it by how many sold in the bundle? All this stuff. Nifty gives you like the best breakdown ever. If you guys haven't tried Nifty yet, I have a link in my description. I think it's you get your first week free. And then after off, I think with my code, it's 15% off. It's Krista's Curated Life. Check it out. You don't have to commit, but I think if you try it for a week, you'll really like it. I will say it is a pricier software. I want to say I pay like $70 a month for it, but it does so many things and it saves me so much time. I balked at the price immediately, but it like all encompasses. It probably saves me a few hours a week going in and inputting sales data and cross-listing. It just massive time saver. I'll step off my soapbox now. The third item in this is a Sundance sweater dress. It was maxi, long sleeve. It was a beautiful knit. I actually just wore this to a wedding and I got a lot of compliments. It was really pretty, not quite my style, more so that I needed a dress for a wedding, and it's a blessing that I'm a reseller because I happen to have a lot at my disposal. This is also a thrifted dress. This sold after 28 days. It sold in the bundle for $47.60. I'd say that this was probably the most substantial piece in the bundle. All of these three were bins. Oh, the first one was a consignment and the last two were bins items. I ended up making $36.08 on that piece. Next, haven't had a Kendra Scott sale in a while. This is a Kendra Scott Ava frame pendant necklace. This is the green speckled glass one. I sold after 54 days for $23. I think maybe that's how long I have had that one. I did have $9 into this because I bought it more so wholesale, and I made $9.40. My pieces on that are really dwindling down. To keep on the track of kids' clothes, this is a nested bean sleep sack. I'll tell you guys a little bit about what these are specifically and give you kind of a caveat around it. So this is a sleep sack, and there's like a little bean on the front that is weighted, and it like basically sits on the baby's chest when you swaddle them. I list all my items on eBay first, and then I cross-list to other platforms, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop. You actually can't sell these on eBay. They get flagged. And it's one of those things like, you know, they're like, oh, this is medical grade, you can't sell. Like there's a stipulation with it because there may be a potential health risk with having like a weighted item on a baby, right? And so I don't know that it's scientifically proven harmful, but they still make them and sell them. I've sold like 3 or 4 of these. And so like, one, ethically, do you want to sell an item like this? People like it. Like they're not necessarily bad, but you can't sell them on eBay. So I would say take that into consideration. If you're only an eBay seller, don't buy these because you won't be able to sell them. You could also consign them. I've never consigned these because I've always sold them myself. Because this one sold after 5 days on Poshmark. It did only sell for $13. I made $8.05, but they sell really quick and for a decent amount enough money that like, I actually don't know how much these are retail. Maybe I'll look it up and pop it in. But I'm always looking for like baby, kids, mom things that I can take from a landfill and give back to like people who need it because baby items are so expensive. Anyway, that was my tangent on weighted baby clothes. I don't have a baby, so like, don't come for me because I don't really know that much. I just have friends with really cute babies. So next we have a Athleta Farallon pant. They're straight leg, just large sweatpants. These did take 55 days to sell, but they did sell for $26, which is higher. I'd say most of my Athleta sales are like $20 to $26. But anyway, I did make $18.80 on that one. Another kids bundle. This one sold after a few days. I had a really sweet woman that reached out to me. I'd found a ton of kids' clothes. Actually, I think I found the nested bean swaddle in this. I found nested bean, the little Sleepy's bamboo, and I found a ton of Hannah Anderson clothes all within a few bins. And most of them were the same size. So I created a lot that was in good condition of Hannah Anderson. And then I created a lot that like had some flaws to it. And a woman messaged me on eBay and she was like, hey, I saw that you had 2 lots of these and I would like to buy both of them. Like, would you be open to that and combining shipping? And I don't know why sometimes eBay lets you combine things and sometimes they don't. And this woman actually ended up being like semi-local to me. And so she was like, maybe we could do a pickup. But we like weren't quite close enough. So I created one combined listing so she could purchase this. I did give her a deal. So this is 8 one-piece pajamas for 12 to 18 months. They sold for $45. I do count my cost of goods for these at $2 a piece. So it says my cost of goods is $16, but it's not really that high because these are light items. So I took home $22.14, which is awesome for like just some kids' clothes that I threw in a bundle. Hannah Anderson, actually, Once Upon a Child doesn't always take it. And so I don't sell most Hannah Anderson items solo anymore. I do sell girls' dresses solo. I have really good luck with those. But anything else like the PJs, I'll sell in a bundle. Next, kind of disappointing sale. And now that it wasn't listed that long, maybe I should have held out. This is a Peter Millar men's summer comfort polo. It was an extra large. Look, it sold on October 2nd, end of polo season. I paid $2 for this. Someone sent me an offer on Depop for $10. I was like, sold. It's yours. I don't have great luck with Peter Millar polos unless it's like a 2XL or something like that. This was an extra large. I got this like on a whim and it was really cheap and I was like, you know what, why not? I made $6.11. Take that as you will. Another bummer sell next. This is a Cherokee. Oh, that's interesting. This is a Cherokee's women's loafer shoe. It was a size 5.5. My parents got these for me last summer, so I know they've been listed over a year. But it says days listed 3 on Depop. So what's interesting is that means I just crossed and listed it. It's pretty interesting, isn't it? How cross-listing can make you money. And I'm like, Krista, you could have cross-listed that to Depop a year ago and maybe you could have made this money. You could have made that $8.80 a year ago. But I made it a year later, so congratulations to me. I don't know that this shoe was necessarily a bad buy because it was in like new condition. However, they were a size 5.5, which isn't really super desirable. I count this for free because I got it from my parents, so I made $6.85. On to our last item. We have a Reset, the Reset R label, the very V sweater. That's what it's called. It is a wool cashmere blend. And anytime I get like wool cashmere, I'm like quiet luxury, right? Like I feel like that's one of the keywords right now. This sold after 39 days on Depop. I did list it during the summer. It sold for $20.20. Bad year. I just kind of took the offer because I want to get some sweaters moving and things like that. It wasn't a super high cashmere blend. Like it wasn't a lot of cashmere. It was more so wool than cashmere. But I made $15.15. Oh my gosh, that's kind of silly. It sold for $20.20 and I made $15.15. Anyway, I think I might be going a little delusional. Thank you guys for hanging out with me in my impromptu environment. I do what sold videos that come out every Monday. And then I try to spice things up every other Thursday with a video, but that might be delayed a little bit because I'm traveling a lot and my life is very full right now, which is such a blessing, which means I have less time to make YouTube videos. I do have a goal to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you like reseller content, specifically my reseller content, I would love to have you guys hang out with me again. But anyway, thanks for watching and I'll see you all next time. Bye.